Thank you very much for the opportunity to bring you a video greeting and message. Your theme of AI and testing is certainly very timely. This is a great time to be a software tester. More about that shortly, but first, some history. I well remember the 1990s when software testing tools first burst on the scene. The initial attitudes were things like this. The tools will solve all our testing problems. They will take our jobs. Managers will think they don't need testers anymore. The tools will do all of the testing. It seems to me that there are some parallels here to the attitudes to AI today. AI will solve all our problems. AI will take our jobs. Managers will think they don't need people anymore. AI can think and will do all of the testing and everything else. Well, since the 1990s, we have found out that even though they are not a panacea, but also not the threat that we feared, testing tools can have very good results. The tools are good for repetitive work that's boring for people to do. They eventually became useful for many people, but they definitely have limitations, and the tools do not replace testers. Is there a parallel here for AI? I certainly think so. AI can be good for some things. AI may eventually become useful for many people. But AI definitely has limitations, and AI will not replace humans. I think there is an Achilles heel to AI, particularly the large language models, and that is the training data that underpins them. The amount of data is huge, but the only data it consumes is already written down in some form. Dave Snowden profoundly says, "We know more than we can say, and we can say more than we can write." AI knows only about written data. It does not know about other data, verbal, not written, or about other knowledge, implicit knowledge, known but not recorded in any way, which human beings take for granted. Humans will always know more than machines do. Not only is AI restricted to its training data, but the pool of data that it's consuming may be seriously polluted, like the whole of the internet, full of bias, contradictions, and conspiracy theories. If this is where the roots of AI are, is it any wonder that the fruits it produces are unreliable and untrustworthy? Of course, AI is capable of doing amazing things, such as protein folding or identifying cancers from scans. When it does work well, it seems to be using a highly restricted and fully validated pool of data to feed its roots. Then its fruits can be trusted. It's interesting that the hype cycle seems to be moving much faster for AI than it did for testing tools. There's a lot of awareness of the problems with current AI systems, inaccuracies, hallucinations, AI slop. This is really important to know about. But who are the people who probe for weaknesses and evaluate systems? It's testers. What is the essence of testing? Testing challenges whatever it is testing. It asks, what if it isn't? Have they thought of this? What could go wrong? With AI, we need to ask, is this biased? Is this really true? Is this acceptable? Is it supported? Over the past years, our industry has prioritized the wrong thing for testers. The move towards testing tools to support testing has eclipsed testing itself. Job ads for testers want to know what tools you can use. Even salaries reflect this bias. Surely job ads for testers should be asking about critical thinking and intellectual investigation, the real testing skills. But I believe that now is a turning point. Testers can and should be poised to reassert the value of testing skills, because they are needed now as never before because of AI. Brijesh Deb says, AI does not remove the need for testers, it magnifies the need for thinking testers. Aparana Gupta, author of the Rigor AI Testing Guide, says that testers should call themselves trust engineers. I like that. There is one additional concern that I think testers should also challenge. AI is not just a step change in complexity, but also a step change in its use of resources. There is talk of building data centers that will take as much electricity and water as a small country. Is this worth it? So, here's the challenge for you, testers. Learn about AI. It's here to stay in some form or another. Learn how to test and evaluate AI, challenge its results, discover its biases, and consider its environmental impact. And learn to use AI in your work, but only where it can be trusted. So all the best to all of you for your exciting conference, and thanks very much.